Hello, this is Team 1. We're doing week 5 project. This time we're going to go over Microsoft Sentinel. I am Jaden. I'll be doing the red and blue team and the instant response plan. Roger would supposed to be doing the instant response plan, but he couldn't make it today due to personal reasons. So yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Kamaya and I'll be discussing incident management and threat management.
Hi everyone, I'm Arias and I'll be explaining the role of a cybersecurity analyst.
Hi everyone, my name is Rainey and I'll be going over indicators of compromise as well as investigating a security alert and the steps to do that process.
Hi, I'm Shireen and I will be going over what did we learn about the Microsoft Sentinel and also how it would be beneficial for security as a security tool.
Alright, here we go. So, we're doing a Microsoft Sentinel. This is our week 5 project. This will be our general overview. As we said, we're going to go over what it's like to be part of a cybersecurity team using Sentinel. So, we were assigned a lab. We'll be going over modules 1 through 4 of trying to figure out how to work in Microsoft Sentinel by creating a cloud environment just like what we did with last week, but instead we're going to focus on the Sentinel part and perform our first incident management. Alright, we're going to go to Shireen with Sentinel.
So if we are talking about what is Microsoft Sentinel, so basically it is cloud-based SIEM. And when you think about it, you could think about it as it's one single entity that you will go to and then you will be able to monitor and then figure out the alerts and the events and then analyze those. In the modules we worked on, we were able to create incident rules, and we also were able to use filters. And this is the filters were pretty useful and handy because it was used only to escalate medium and high severity alerts, which really was helpful to reduce the alert fatigue. So instead of being alerted for something that is not really as important for us to look at, so once we do the filtering and change it, that would help. And then finally, if I wanna explain the benefit to cyber maturity, Sentinel can have a good feature, which is the automatic GeoIP lookups. And in that, to address it, we can use the playbook. And what it does, it will be capturing and recording a third-party geolocation information if we are looking for the incident tags or comments. That's it.
Alright, so we're going to get to the red team. In the organization, there's a red team and a blue team. A red team would be the offensive part, the hacking team, and the blue team would be the defensive part, the security team. In the organization, this is important because they both work together to discover vulnerabilities and how to, basically what they could do to prevent it or detect it and all that. So as you can see in the center, the red team usually does the penetration testing and all that. Basically what they do is similar to what a hacker would do. Instead, they do it for the purpose of discovering any vulnerabilities within the security system, while the blue team down here does all what's needed to prevent any attacks like incident response and vulnerability management. They could also do forensics. That's related to the slide earlier with what Shireen was talking about, like the GeoIP and all that. And coming up next, we're going to go to incident response plan. A lot of organizations have this. It's really important because they use it to ensure effective strategies to respond to a cyber attack, as said right here. What they do is that they have a plan to whenever crap hits the fan. So like let's just say a cyber attack occurs. With this plan, they'll be able to effectively respond to it and resolve it like quickly to prevent any downtime or any worse happenings. A incident response plans has like 6 principles. There's preparation, identification, containment, eradication, recovery, and post-incident activity. This is kind of important because most of our cybersecurity principles uses this for a lot of things. For preparation, it's pretty much like preparing for any type of cyber attacks that might come in like their way in the future. But usually in incident response, it happens right away. So with this, they're prepared to identify it, identifying what malware or what's causing like security alert, and up to containment, they would contain the security incident to prevent any further damage. And then to the next one, there's eradication. This is where they'll try their best to get rid of it, destroy that malware, so it won't like affect it anymore. And then after that, they'll just recover from any damages they have, probably like fix some things and all that. And then after they recover, they'll have a post-incident activity where they would document it, report it, so they know how to prepare for the future. Basically, more information on the incident. A fun fact about post-incident activity, the cybersecurity analyst would learn from the incident. They'll have indicators of what incident is going to happen, and so they'll like more effectively know what's going to happen. Going on to the next.
Okay. So I'm going to be going over indicators of compromise, which are also known as IOCs. These are pieces of data that analysts can use to identify malicious activity on a network system. Just a few that I have on the screen here are IP addresses, file hashes, file paths, registry keys, and email headers. So for email headers, this can be like signs of phishing emails, which could be like suspicious sender email addresses. This you would typically see when it's in the sender field, where the email may be something completely misspelled or maybe just out of the ordinary. Or you have unusual reply to addresses, where you can see in the reply line, it's definitely something that looks very fishy. For domain names, these could be like websites known to host or deliver malware. Looking at IP addresses, these could be like known addresses associated with malicious servers, or typically like botnets who are associating themselves with these IP addresses as well. IOCs are critical in cybersecurity for detecting, responding, and investigating security incidents. So these can include various types of information, as you see listed here. But overall, security teams specifically, such as like SOC analysts, cybersecurity analysts, they use IOCs to detect threats, identify breaches, and prevent future attacks. All right, so now I'm going to be going over the steps to investigate a security alert. So when you're investigating a security alert, you want to start by the first step, which is evaluating or accessing the details of the security alert, just to check for like false positives, as they call them in, cybersecurity analysts call these false positives when dealing with these reports. The next step, they would gather data from the logs and affected systems, and then analyze these patterns and timelines to identify root cause. Once everything has been identified and the root cause has been known, after that, you immediately want to make sure that you contain and remove these threats by isolating these systems and blocking unauthorized access. So maybe you would block like a firewall or a network coming into a firewall, for example. Then after that is done and you're able to contain or remove the threats, you would restore the system securely and apply any updates or backups from any data that may have gone missing from the security breach. And then after that is done, you definitely want to make sure that you document the findings in the incident report. And finally, you just want to refine detection rules and conduct and enhance security to prevent future incidents. That will be the initial evaluation of the steps that I have here. So everything that I have listed initially is the initial evaluation, gathering information, analyze and investigate, determine the scope and impact, containment and eradication, documenting and reporting, and recovery and lessons learned. So these are definitely very good steps to follow, when you're going throughout this process.
As I mentioned earlier, this is kind of important because it's basically the basis of a lot of things. They do have their own uses. They might have the same step, but they have their own procedures in different places. Like my part, it was incident response. This one is security alerts. They're both pretty much have the same steps, but they're pretty much different procedures.
Okay, so I'll be discussing in the next 2 slides threat intelligence and incident management. So basically with threat intelligence, it analyzes potential threats for your organization's security. So it kind of helps you understand what kind of attacks are out there and who's behind it and how you can go about defending them. So it kind of just analyzes patterns, creates detection alerts, and kind of targets systems and integrates security measures. Okay, so now with incident management, it just basically analyzes and identify patterns and potential threats and just finds relevant ways and tools to enhance monitoring. So with the incident management system, we see that it's a process of identifying, responding, and resolving security measures and threats. So it looks to find problems, it investigates alerts, it takes action, it tries to get back to normal and learn from the incident. So as far as finding problems with Microsoft Sentinel, it constantly watches your system for like unusual activity. So think about it as like if you had a security system at home. What you want to do is if you get an alert or something, it makes you investigate what's going on. So you'll investigate that alert and then you'll take action. If you feel like there's anyone at your door or some kind of suspicious movement, you'll go about checking to see. And then once you realize whatever the threat is, you'll take action, see how you can minimize the damage or block traffic the same way with like Microsoft Sentinel, and then you'll basically restore everything and kind of learn from the incident. So after everything is resolved, similar with this incident, you'll kind of identify any weaknesses and improve for the future.
All right, hello, I'm Arius, and I'm going to be explaining the role and value of cybersecurity analysts. They focus on identifying and monitoring the security and potential threats in the network or system through threat detection and analysis, vulnerability management, incident response, and risk management.
Whew. And so this is the conclusion. What do we learn with this lab? Well, we pretty much learn how to perform like a threat management, incident management using the CM model, Microsoft Sentinel. That's what with this I also learned that this is what SOC analysts use. Like this is what they do. They would detect and monitor and solve any incident that happens within an organization using these CM models like Microsoft Sentinel. Yeah, that's our conclusion.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you next week.